Hey friends, this is Dolynny TV. Glad to have you aboard here this afternoon as we go over just a little break in stuff, right? Got a break in the action myself this afternoon. And well, to tell you, the Oilers, well, yeah, they sent down 4 guys on waivers today. You've already seen that video. Patrick and I got you covered over there in terms of everything you need to know there. And the final roster spots yet to be awarded. It sounds like today, of course, Brett Kulak's injury is not a long-term thing, so there will be no LTIR, as I possibly mused earlier in the video on waivers this morning. So let's discuss the other possibility, right? If the Oilers have to clear cap, they've got 4 players to cut still from the roster tomorrow, Monday, however you want to look at it, and that would be Adam Erne, that would be Lane Pederson, that would be Ben Gleason, and that would be Markus Niemelianen. 4 players to go. I believe it's those 4 simply because, yes, I assume that Raphael Lavoie, based on his body of work in the preseason, is safe. He will be an Oiler this year to start the season, similar possibly to what happened with Dylan Holloway last campaign. So friends, as we gear up this one, what I wanted to ask you right now is if you are new to the channel, consider hitting that subscribe button. And now let's talk about trades. So as we get going here, we've got Lowetide from Sports 1440. Gee, that still seems weird to be talking about these former TSN 1260 guys talking or speaking and working for a different company. But he mused on Twitter about 3 hours ago, same time that waiver trade came out. A trade by the Oilers in the next 24 hours is possible. Remember the Kostin Samorukov deal. I just hope that if they do make a trade, it's a name I can pronounce. So Lowetide's known for a lot of great jokes while also reporting out some good Oilers news throughout the season. So this is the first example I saw, and pretty much the only example I've seen of an Oilers kind of broadcaster, in some sense, an Edmonton broadcaster, going out and angling the fact that yes, for right now, it would appear that the Oilers might have something working, might have something grinding away in the background to solve the waivers issue for one of their 4 players tomorrow, right? I assume that Adam Erne will be either signed or some kind of situation he'll go elsewhere and sign an NHL deal. I assume Adam Erne is going to be an NHL player for the bulk of this year, whether it be with the Oilers, whether it be with another team. So he's really that odd man out in that group of 4 because he doesn't require waivers straight up as it stands, because you could just easily release him and solve that problem itself. However, with Pederson, Gleason, and Niemelainen, all 3 require waivers. What I did say is that, well, yeah, you know what, Niemelainen, if he's going on waivers, it's 50-50 if he goes on waivers or gets traded. And as it currently stands for the Oilers, it looks like, right, he's going on waivers. But again, we got to remind ourselves that there is that possibility of a trade as put forth last year with Samorukov and Kostin. Now, Gleason's shown well, but again, for those of you unfamiliar with the Ben Gleason story, he hasn't had much NHL time in the past few years, so I assume a good showing in the preseason isn't going to end up getting him claimed on waivers. And Lane Pederson, again, if some team wanted him, they probably would have offered him a little bit more than the Edmonton Oilers offered him and the role the Oilers described for him on July 1st this season. So friends, if we're talking about it right now, it's still, again, I think Markus Niemelainen leading the way in terms of trade bait just because of the physical, big-statured presence he brings on the ice. He's a steady Eddie defender and a guy who showed some good highlights in the preseason as well. A guy kind of similar to Dmitry Samorukov, that kind of tweener guy, your number 8, right? He's not good enough for a regular NHL role, but he's your first guy in terms of call-ups over the past few years. However, now you've got Ben Gleason, so the story gets a little bit more complicated. And when we put Gleason up against Niemelainen, I would give Niemelainen the edge to get claimed on waivers. Not saying 100% he would get claimed on waivers, but again, if the Oilers go to purpose that trade route, you would assume the Oilers will look at it and do that for Markus Niemelainen. So friends, that's really all there is to it, right? Is Lowetide's musing, but we also got to be cognizant that this might be something popping up on your notifications here within the next 24-48 hours. Friends, I'm Tyson, this is Dolynny TV. Thank you so much for tuning in this afternoon. Like I said right off the top, if you are new, consider hitting that subscribe button. If not, I'm up on Out of here.